All right, I can't have i's in the denominator, so what do?
Well, you multiply it by 5 minus I over 5 minus I.
Okay, 5 minus I over 5 minus I, because that is a 1, and it's got a pretty good disguise. That's pretty fancy. All right, so now we have to FOIL this stuff. So down here, I'm going to get 5 times 5, 5 times negative I times positive 5, and then I times negative I. Okay, then up here, I have to FOIL this one too. 1 times the 5, 1 times the negative I, and negative 3I times 5. And negative 3I times negative I. Alright. So, what happens there?
Cancel.
Cancel. What happens here? It's going to be a plus 1, because it's the opposite of negative 1, which is plus 1. So down there in the denominator, I get a 26. Up in the numerator, how many i's will I have here? Negative 16. And then, what is this really? Negative 3. So I get 5 minus 3, that's 2. All right, so this would be a pretty good answer. It's close. What do you notice about all of these? They're all even. So I'm going to get 1 minus 8I over 13. What's that? Oh, you got to have the 1 there. Otherwise, it's 0. They are not equal. All right, now, number 9 here. What this really means, hate you, is square root of 36 over the square root of 5. You can break it up. Now, what is the square root of 36? All right, so that's a nice number. So now what I really have is this. And I'm not allowed to have a square root in the denominator. Okay, multiply by square root of 5 over the square root of 5, because that is a 1 in disguise. All right, so in the top, I'm going to get 6 square root of 5. How about in the bottom? 5, because I'm going to get the square root of 25, which is 5. Any simplifying I can do here?
No.
Okay, now this one, I can do a little bit of simplifying here first. Is 12 a perfect square? Is there 1 in it?
Yes.
Okay, so 4 and 3. So this is 4 over square root of 4 is 2, square root of 3. And these will cancel a little bit. So I'm going to have a 2 left on top, 1 down at the bottom. So I'm going to get 2 over the square root of 3. Now what? Over itself. So in the bottom, I'm going to get what? In the top, I'm going to get... Can I do any simplifying? Okay, and number 12. This one. All right, now, will it factor? Is there anything I can multiply together to get 17 that adds together to get me 2?
No.
Well, that's out. So if I'm going down the line of efficiency, so factoring is usually my fastest plan. It didn't work. Now, if I try to complete the square, is my leading term 1? Is it positive?
Yes.
Okay, is my b term even?
Yes.
So we could complete the square on this one. I would have to take this one, half it, 1, square it, still 1. So I would want this to be a 1. So I'd have x squared minus 2x plus 1. How did I get from here to here? So I'd have to subtract 16 over here as well. All right, now will this factor?
Yeah.
To x minus 1, otherwise known as x minus 1 squared, and it's still equaling negative 16. Now what? Square root both sides. So I'm going to get x minus 1 over here. What am I going to get in here? Positive and negative 4i. Good. Plus 1 both sides. X equals 1 plus or minus 4i. I think that was it. Any other ones? From either page? Sure. Okay, 19. Anything I can multiply together to get 73 that's going to add together to get me 16?
I'm gonna say no.
No. But could I do the completing the square on this one? My leading coefficient is 1. It's positive. My b term is even. We can do this one. So if I take my b term and half it, I get 4. I'm sorry, 8. And if I square it, I'll get what? 64. So I'm going to get this. How did I get from here to here?
-8.
-9. So I'm going to have to do the same thing here.
8 times 8.
So x minus 8 is -9. That's x minus 8 squared equals -9. Now what? Radical both sides. I'm going to get x minus 8 over here. What is the square root of 9?
3 minus 9.
3, and then my negative means I have to have an I there. Add 8 to both sides. X equals 8 plus or minus 3i. Any other ones? All right. What you guys have today is another review. It's a worksheet.
I will do this.
We will not be going over this worksheet tomorrow. You guys will be taking a quiz tomorrow. I will be checking in the homework tomorrow, but we're not going to go over it. So if you have any questions over this worksheet, you're going to have to ask them today. Which means you're going to have to work on this in class. All right, now if you guys want to work together, that's fine. I can help you. Paul, have you learned this stuff yet? Okay, Paul is useless. But I can come around and help you, and you guys can also use each other. All right, so let me get this worksheet to you.